We see these hospital scenes across the country. We hear the numbers every day. Yet more and more people say, oh, it's the flu. They don't feel connected to it. So you know the way you will feel connected? Get personal. What if that was you? What if that was your family? Well, that was the case for one of our colleagues. Chris Jansing joins us now with a close look at the dilemmas and questions families are facing when their loved ones are hospitalized with the coronavirus. She has been dealing with it with her own family. Chris, thank you so much for talking about this with us, because it's really important for people to understand. What have you gone through?
Well, first of all, you inspired me because you talked about your own experience. And so thank you for that, Stephanie. 3 family members, close family members of mine, have been seriously ill enough to be hospitalized. Now, I should say I have a big family. I'm the youngest of 12. All of my older brothers and sisters are over 65, so at risk. And I also want to point out that what my family is going through, nearly 130,000 other families are going through right now, today. And our story started with my Aunt Margie in late July, who died of the coronavirus. I said goodbye to her over FaceTime. How many people have had to do that? It's a horrible thing for someone to have to die alone. Then last month, my brother Jim, more than half of the residents at his assisted living facility contracted the coronavirus. He had such a high temperature that he had to be hospitalized for 6 days. Fortunately, he's doing well now. And then the day after Christmas, my oldest sister, Janice, was rushed to the hospital from COVID. She coded. They were able to bring her back, but she was on a ventilator for 11 days. 3 times they tried to wean her off of it, and she went into extreme distress. They were not able to do it. Finally, on the 4th try, they got her off the ventilator, and the doctor told us that the first thing she said when she was able to speak again was, "I've been to hell and back." And I think, Stephanie, you found this as well. We've been talking about this. We have access to information, have since the very beginning. But with all my experience, living it is a very different thing. So yesterday, I had a long conversation with Dr. Vin Gupta, who we both know very well, who's been a great resource for us about what kinds of suggestions he would make and I would make to families. And I think the first thing is, when I spoke to a nurse when my sister was transferred to a home to get rehab a few days ago, she told me, every day I go home and collapse. But he says, don't feel guilty about trying to get information from the doctors, trying to get information from the nurses. You have a right to do that, and that's their job. So never feel like you're bothering them if you call to see how your loved one is doing, especially since you cannot go into the hospital. Clearly communicate the goals of care. One thing he told me yesterday, for example, my sister remains so weak, she cannot sit up on her own. She cannot stand on her own. He said, is she getting enough calories? You should ask them that. And finally, know what your loved one's wishes are. Here is what Dr. Gupta told me about that.
Understanding in clear terms what someone would want if they're very sick, if they may need a ventilator. Would they want that? If they might need to be in a nursing home for an extended period of time on a ventilator, is that something they would want? These are clear potential outcomes for anybody in the country right now, unfortunately.
Chris? Yeah, it's something every family should know. Can I just say one more thing? I want to repeat what you've said so many times. Wear a mask. I would not wish this on anyone.
I do want to ask you, though, watching this and hearing her story just made me think about privilege. You got to call Vin Gupta. I got to call Vin Gupta. We're super lucky women with great jobs with access to health experts. What must this be like for people who don't have families of privilege or access to anything? What is it like for the millions of Americans out there who are just suffering in silence?
I thought about that every day. First of all, again, I have a large family, so I wasn't working on this alone. I have other brothers and sisters who have been taking this on every single day. I have the privilege of working for a company that when I said my sister is critically ill, they said, go do what you need to do. There was never any question about that, and I still had a paycheck coming in. And yes, when I was making phone calls, and I made a lot of phone calls to help my sister, I'm a journalist. I know the questions to ask, and I know not to give up. I know if I hear no to keep calling. And so you're right. And then I just think finally this is brought to bear. You talked about it when your family was sick, the disparity with financial resources in this country. God willing and medical services willing, my sister gets to go home. She may need help. We have the ability to get it for her. Very few other families in this country have the ability to do that. And we're 10 months in and we're talking about the same problems we talked about these disparities, Stephanie, at the start.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.